guys, it's Amanda.
Hold on, let's start that again.
Oh, hey guys, it's Amanda.
And it's Alex. Sorry, I'm not used to recording like this. We moved away from the digital recorder because we have this Blue Yeti mic, so we decided to take more advantage of it. And that was our one cameo of the cats. If you heard that in the background, they just knocked over something. So anyway, this is Night of the Batman. I don't know if we said that already.
No,
and,
you just started explaining.
Yeah, of course. So we're just gonna keep it moving because that's what live podcasting is. So anyway.
Okay. So we are on issue 7 of the New 52 Batman Court of Owls. All right.
The last issue of the volume that we have.
Yeah, don't worry. Volume 2's on the way, because Girly Pop here, hi, I'm Girly Pop, likes physical media.
I feel like they could assume I'm not Girly Pop.
You're Girly Pop sometimes.
I don't know about that. Anyway, let's keep moving.
I digress. So it starts with, again, a monologue, and you would assume it's Batman speaking.
Yeah.
Because that's what it normally is when there's the sort of monologue.
Yeah.
So it goes through how ancients believe that there was visions brought with death, and how it's not just your life, but it shows you who you truly are.
Did you know what this scene was, by the way?
What scene?
The scene it opens on. Do you know what it's alluding to? The beyond just like the text and stuff, what the actual, that's Bruce right there.
Yeah, it's when he saw the bat and he was like, okay, I'm gonna become Batman.
Yeah, it's from Batman Year One, actually. When he was like bleeding out in a chair and he has to like ring the bell. That's why you see like a bell in his hand, is because like the bat appears and then he has to decide if he's gonna ring the bell or let himself die, basically. And the thing that's added is, I'm sure, what you'll get into next here.
Anyway, I was gonna say there's some really cute animal art, such as a little bat.
I think it's supposed to be horrifying.
A very vicious little fluffy looking owl that I just want to love and cuddle, killing the said very cute little bat.
Yeah, with gore dripping from its mouth. It's very adorable.
Anyway, it's a gorgeous, like, full-page art piece, though, of, like, the owl and a moon, and then it's, like, gripping the bat with its talons. You know, because talons, and the bat is Batman, and the owl is quarter owl. Anyway, yeah.
It's very metal.
Yeah, it's so, like, blatantly there. But, like, it is gorgeous, and I did appreciate the art.
Yeah.
Like, I would not mind having that, like, framed.
Just picture your mom come over. There's, like, a violent image of, like,
Gloria would not care.
An owl, like grabbing with its talons, like eviscerating this poor bat.
Gloria would not care.
Yeah, you're probably right. Anyway.
Lynn might care.
I would be like, this is concerning.
Yeah. I was like, Gloria would not care.
I think it's the first time we've actually discussed our parents on this show. Anyway.
God. Anyway, so you have the bat, and it, like, eats the owls, and it's talking about how, the person sees, like, their god. Yeah. And if they, like, walk away, they come back a different person. So you see Batman, like, jolted back to life by, one Miss Harper. We love Harper.
Yeah.
We are Harper fangirlies in this house.
Yeah, you guys share something, don't you?
What?
The piercing, the septum piercing.
The septum ring?
Yeah.
Only hot people get septum piercings. I said what I said.
I like her look in this. It's like, it's very, like, whenever we were watching the show, what they did in the show is a little different, but I do like what they kind of allude to this look a little bit.
I get it, and, like, they have the blue streaks in the hair.
Yeah.
And then, just, it has, like, the whole, like, kind of, not like punk, it's not like grunge. It has, like, a whole grungy
90s
feel.
Grunge, yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say 90s, just, like, more like
flannel.
2000s grunge. Because, like, the indie sleaze. That is what I'm thinking. It's very indie sleaze.
Speaking of, like, stuff like that, I made I made a note earlier. I thought it was kind of funny. You can tell what time this kind of came out in, because she was like, epic bat fail, Harper. And I was just like, yeah, I remember when everybody was saying epic fail.
Epic fail.
Anyway.
And mustaches.
Yeah, something that people don't really allude to anymore.
So what you get is it cuts back to the little, like, narration introduction thing, and you realize it's the Court of Owls.
Yeah, twist.
Because they are bringing back their talons. You see, Batman struggling to get to the cave.
Real up close image of Homeboy's nipple. I know it was kind of like, because like other things were going on, and like they made that line about the heart. We see like the talon, like his like body as they're bringing them back, but like there's just like I was reading it in the focused reader, and so like I just got like close up shot of a nipple, it's like dialogue.
I hate how veiny and like they look like marble. It's disgusting.
It's pretty gross, right?
It's viscerally disgusting. Like I
don't think it's supposed to make you feel good for the record.
Yeah. I also think it's interesting that they're naked, but they have a strap strategically placed so you don't see anything.
Oh yeah, of course, modest. Gotta keep the talons modest.
Yes, modesty belt.
Yeah.
Anyway,
on fire this episode.
And so Bruce is like met with a shotgun, and then Alfred, Mr. Pennyworth, realizes who it is, and he like helps him get to the Batcave, and he's trying to get him into med ward.
Identify yourself.
And they have the talon there, and Bruce is like, no, put the talon on the table instead.
He's like a child.
Is like examining it. Cuts back to the Court of Owls getting a talon ready, whatever. And then, do you know who we see? Do you know who comes on the page?
Well, before that, like, did you kind of find it was interesting that, like, he was, like, terrified of, like, basically, like, the talon, even though, like, he had, like, gone through all that stuff? Like, it was interesting to see Batman almost act like a child, where he was, like
horrified.
Yeah, where Alfred had to basically be like, it's okay, like, kind of thing, like, it's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, sorry, continue with your thing.
Do you know who comes on the screen? Who comes onto the page?
Here we go, guys.
Who comes on, Alex? You say it. Because I'm just going to say, my mans.
Dick Grayson.
Sorry, I'm a Nightwing girly. Anyway, so you got
You say that as if no one else knows that, as if you hadn't said that before in previous episodes.
Anytime we talk
Newsflash, Amanda likes Nightwing, just in case no one knew.
Anytime we talk about Dick Grayson, I'm always going to say, I'm a Nightwing girly.
Yeah. It's cool. I'm glad that you're a fan of someone in this universe. It makes these a little bit...
I also love Barbara Gordon. What's my car's name?
Babs. But anyway, there was... I think, like, this is an off thing, and we can bring it up later, but I think in the future we'll probably cover some Nightwing books, too.
Yes.
And there's some good Tom Taylor stuff that we'll cover in the future. But yeah, anyway, sorry, keep going.
Yeah, so you have him coming down, and he's like, Bruce! And he's like, I know Alfred said you wanted some privacy, but, I wanted to see you.
Yeah.
What did they do to you? And Bruce starts telling him about the Talon, the assassin. Spoiler alert, it's Dick Grayson's great-grandpa, and he was made into this immortal creature because they put Electrum in his tooth, and it slowly seeped into his body over time. And so they were able to bring him back to life. That's how they bring the talons back to life, is it, turns them into a massive conductor, basically.
That was kind of clever. Like, I like that explanation.
Yeah. And so... yeah, he tells Dick that that's his great-grandpa, and Dick's like, okay, and I am who I choose to be, basically. And...
which I thought was nice to hear from him. Like, your past or whatever doesn't really, kind of like you're not, like, your past self, basically.
Yep.
Which is rich, him telling that to, like Bruce Wayne, when you really think about it.
I love that Dick Grayson is everything that Bruce wishes he could be.
He's more emotionally mature than Bruce Wayne is.
Yep. Because being emotionally stunted, like Bruce is emotionally stunted, and that's why he isn't as expressive and doesn't get as upset as Dick, because Dick allows himself to feel and process his emotion, where Bruce just buries them down. And like Dick Grayson kind of gets angry and like yells at Batman, and Bruce like hits him and knocks out his tooth.
Backhands him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like hard.
He's like, hush, child.
Like there's a famous panel of it kind of reminded me of this. I'm sure you've seen it. It's in a lot of memes, but like a Batman like backhanding Robin, which is actually an image manipulation. But anyway, that's its whole other topic. But like it kind of reminded me of that. Gave me those vibes. I think around that time that meme was popular, and maybe I'd like to think maybe it influenced this panel a little bit.
I don't know the meme you're talking about. I'm sorry.
We'll show it after. I'll show you after the show.
Okay, but yeah, and so it turns out Dick also had the electrum implanted in his tooth, and he was supposed to be a Talon.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, the circus, like it was a old like gladiator tradition where like you would be trained and
yeah.
Where was it?
Let's talk about circuses, how like the jesters and everything whenever they would go
would precede gladiators,
like a circus.
Yeah, and Panem e Circa, which is bread and circus or bread entertainment, and
they give you Hunger Games vibes a little bit.
Latin. It was like an actual thing.
Well, no, it kind of. I know it kind of reminded me a little, just because obviously like Hunger Games is in the zeitgeist again. It kind of did remind me just a little bit when they started describing like the chair, like the gladiators proceeding. I'm like, oh yeah, Hunger Games vibes in my head, even though I know that's obviously historic.
So, fun fact: I minored in history, and my favorite part of history to study is classical history. So I love Greek and Roman history.
Yeah.
And it's really fascinating how much government control you can have when you pacify your people with bread and entertainment. Yeah. And like, I don't know, you kind of see it in America now with us having access to everything. We allow the government to get away with things we probably like should hold them more accountable for.
Yep.
Because we are numb to it, we are unaware of it because we are mindlessly entertained. Not to get political, my bad.
It wouldn't be the first time that we've gotten political on any of my podcasts. Like, it's fine.
But I think that, I don't know, I sidetracked. Let me get off this tangent and back to our summary. So, yeah, Dick is just like, basically, like, we choose who we are, we choose what role we play, the past doesn't matter, and that, like, yeah, maybe Bruce had a misconception of what Gotham is,
right? But,
like, Gotham isn't the Bats, or not Bats, the Court isn't Gotham, and Bruce isn't Gotham. Gotham is ever-changing, basically, is kind of what it's implied. It's that it's not one person, it's not one idea, it's a whole like hodgepodge of ideas and people, and it deserves protection. And that's kind of what not Robin, he's Nightwing,
yeah,
but that's what Dick Grayson is saying, because Batman was like, yeah, I'm outnumbered by birds basically, and he's like, well, we're all birds, and you're the lone bat, but the Court of Owls is still just another bad guy. And
I liked that.
Yeah, and I think that it's great because it demonstrates Dick Grayson's emotional maturity. It demonstrates that he's better able to process this. Granted, Bruce did go through a hell of a lot of trauma in the previous issues.
Yup.
And so obviously he's gonna be a bit broken. I know it's not very Batman of him, but he should have sought help, and like he should have sought comfort, and he should have sought, because he isolates himself so much to protect himself from getting hurt, it makes him even more vulnerable because he doesn't allow Dick or Alfred to take some of the burden from him. It's like he's carrying like a 2-ox yoke on his own shoulders instead of sharing it with somebody else. Like,
interesting.
What?
No. I was just I'm listening. You keep going. Yeah. I like where you're going.
And I think it like demonstrates how much hubris he had, and how he still holds on to that hubris and that pride and that I can only rely on myself mentality, and how you can't be like that when you're up against a large enemy. And we then see that they have all of the talents and that they're going to go.
But before we move on to that, I was gonna say, really quick, what did you think about them? Because there's like a moment where he says like before like your parents died, you were gonna be like a Talon. Do you like that retcon? Is it like a interesting retcon, or do you think it's like I don't know, some people don't like when they mess with the origin or add additional things to it. Do you like that, or do you dislike it?
I look at each run, each issue as separate entities, so it's a separate universe, so it's parallel, so it's chill.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the original Dick Grayson backstory. It doesn't change the original Dick Grayson origin. This is a separate entity, and maybe that's not how it should be, and maybe DC doesn't like that, and they don't look at it that way, but in my head, that's what it's gonna be, and, like, it's like comparing, different tellings of Greek mythologies.
Yeah. Okay.
Every interpretation is going to be different, and it's going to add something and take something away. And it doesn't make the original less valid. It doesn't make any of the adaptations less valid. They're just different tellings. And this is just a different interpretation and a different telling of a Batman story and of Dick Grayson's origin. I like it. I think it's cool tying him to something bigger and deeper.
Yeah.
And him choosing to be who he wants to be, because I think that it says a lot about choice of identity versus predestined or pre-chosen identity. And at the end of the day, Dick Grayson is who he is because of Bruce. And
yeah, Bruce intervened. Yeah.
Yeah. And Bruce made a change, and I think that it's showing, I don't know, I think it's really demonstrative of the effects that Batman had on Gotham, because Dick would have been a Talon, but he's not a criminal. He is different because he was offered a different path.
Yeah. And also because not random, but like some mob people got involved and like took out his parents, like, by, messing with the stuff. So, like, either way you look at it, like, kind of like something came along and, like, interfered, which was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could even argue it was more his destiny to be a hero, but I don't like that. I like much more the idea of choice.
Yeah, me too. The other thing I would say for people that would dislike it is, at the time there was I don't know if I told you this for context, there was during the New 52, a lot of people, basically the popular characters got to keep most of their original backstory from the comics before the New 52. So, like, the Batman family got to keep most of theirs, except they just shortened the timeline. So instead of, like, 15 years ago, or maybe 10 years ago, something happened, like, 5 years ago. So, like, Batman had, like, Jason died 5 years ago instead of just, like, 10 years ago, which is what it originally was. And so, like...
How old are they supposed to be here?
I don't ask me.
Didn't it say it on the first issue? I'm going to check.
But I'm just, like, it's one of those things where they were trying to, like... Because if you read this, it kind of doesn't read like the New 52. It kind of reads like Batman as he's always been. Like, this doesn't feel, other than, like, with the story and the approach, it doesn't really feel like a new Batman, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so, like, for the people that would say, like, oh, like, I don't like that they changed it, it's like, well, technically, if you really look at it, this is like a new universe, so, like, they could add that little extra detail to his backstory. Anyway, sorry, you were going to say something.
Context question.
Okay.
He's Nightwing here, so is he in Bloodhaven? And if he is supposed to be in Bloodhaven, why has he been in Gotham so much?
Because they wanted to write Nightwing in this book, and because, like, there's stuff going on with Bruce.
Okay.
That's the honest thing. It's like, yeah, he works in Bloodhaven. There's a time when he was a secret agent. Where he was called Rick Grayson.
My man.
Have I told you about that?
I don't know.
Anyway, we were going to finish out the issue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I was trying to, I kind of wish you had waited to ask the question until I'd finished the summary.
I'm sorry. Anyway,
yeah, that's usually how we do discussion.
Yeah, we should keep going.
So the Talons basically, or the court is basically like, hey, we're going to take back Gotham. We're going to kill our enemy. And then they send a bunch of Talons out into the city of Gotham.
Oh no.
So let's talk. I like any issue, obviously, with a heavy emphasis on Nightwing, because I'm biased. That said, I very much, this is probably my favorite issue so far.
It's good. Like, it's a I get it. It's like a really good issue.
Yeah. Like, it's so much better than the one that was 2 issues back.
Oh my god, let it go.
Never.
Broken record.
I'm going to reference that from now on.
People are going to be like, what's she talking about? Be like, oh. But yeah, anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting your flow earlier. But anyway, Yeah, like I definitely agree. They did a right thing in how they broke these issues up for the actual volume of this, and like having the issue where you're just like, oh, what's gonna happen now? Be at the very end.
I just noticed something gorgeous
What's
and
up?
so well done. So the scene where so things I really really like.
Dick
The
Grayson.
scene, yeah, well, the scene where Dick is like yelling at Bruce, it like is broken down into like 4 panels. You have part of the text just over Bruce's face. You see Bruce and you see Dick kind of like yelling at him. It zooms in on his eye and then it zooms in on his mouth and you can see his molars. And then,
Oh yeah.
yeah, and then boom, Bruce hits him and you're just like, what the heck? And then like there's another panel. He's on the ground. You see blood, and then you see a tooth in Bruce's hand, and he's like showing the tooth. So like I like that a lot. Also, do you think he knew? How would he have known? Like, do you think he was just guessing? Do you think Bruce was just guessing?
No, Bruce probably already put 2 and 2 together.
But like, what if he'd been wrong? What if he was just holding?
Then he would have just backhanded. To be fair, he was getting in his face. Like,
yeah, but I don't think he would have backhanded him just for getting in his face.
No,
he
probably
did
just
it intentionally.
But like I don't know. But anyway, like this is totally just an aesthetic question. Reading this issue again, I found myself actually liking the red and black Nightwing costume. Like, I kind of like it in this, actually.
Yeah, I think it's a vibe. I also love his haircut, and I just love how he looks in this.
Like, I would buy a figure of this. Like he looks pretty cool.
It looks so good. You should.
You like him for other reasons.
I should cosplay him. I should cosplay him, not you, me.
I like him for. I like the look of the costume for purely aesthetic reasons. Yours are different aesthetic reasons, but anyway.
What is that supposed to mean?
You think he's pretty. That's what I'm saying.
I think that he is aesthetically pleasing.
Which means pretty. Anyway,
listen.
So.
Also, can we talk about his hair for a second? Do you know who
This is my fault. I started this. Anyway, go ahead.
Do you know who has the same hair as him, or very similar hair, but longer?
Go ahead. We're waiting. Go ahead. No, you tell him. Go ahead. Tell him who it is.
Ace from One Piece. Ah.
There we go. But yeah, I like the issue a lot. I know we don't do... Do we do ratings here?
No.
We don't do ratings. We do ratings on flashbacks. That's right. Because I only do ratings really on one show, so I was just like trying to keep it straight in my head. But
do we do ratings? I'm sorry, we haven't done a Night of the Batman in like over a month.
It varies a lot. It's fine. We are doing our best. We look behind the curtain real quick before well, first.
Oh, I thought you were telling me. I was like, wait, do we have curtains?
Let's wrap this part. We both really enjoyed it. We're obviously really looking forward to getting to the next one. Before we leave out from here, we were gonna go over a recent adventure we went on, but before that, the reason we haven't recorded recently is because, like, I've been sick, you were sick, we have cats that are very vocal, and there's just been a lot going on. So, anyway, we're glad we're back now, and just to peek into the future, I'm going to go ahead and tease this now. This isn't our last recording of the year. We will have one additional one where we're going to cover a Batman Santa Claus thing that I will reveal more as time comes on. You can actually check us out also on Instagram. I recently made a page, so go check us out.
I'm going to actually drop my stuff if you are ever curious. I cosplay. If you want to follow my cosplay Instagram, it is I can't with words underscore between each name. I never drop my socials. So
before we start talking about it, I wanted to briefly set it up. So I've talked about the LA trip briefly on flashbacks at the end, but I thought it would be really cool to have the person that was actually with me to provide additional details, because we got to actually meet Ben in person, which was really fun.
It was so nice. Also, if you're listening, hi Ben.
Yeah, he's one of our big supporters and also one of our listeners too. But yeah, we for you Batman fans out there, we posed in front of the Batman statue. We had a great dinner. We spent some time at the con. Saw Ben in his first panel, which was an awesome experience. Really glad for him in that opportunity. And yeah, like we met some awesome people. We met Dr. Drea from the Arkham sessions. She'll be on in the future. And we also had the awesome folks from we met them from Geek History Lesson. And we can't wait to have them on too. And also in the future, we will have Tony from Bro Meets World. Yeah. We
Okay.
talked about that. Anyway, sorry, I hadn't told you about that yet. But
I
anyway,
was like, what?
we also got to meet Siege, though, too. I'll
Yeah.
let you get your thing, too, because I kind of mentioned some stuff. I didn't leave anything out. I'm sorry.
No, like, what was I supposed to... It was a nice trip. We did some sightseeing.
We got to meet Ben's cat.
Oh, yeah, Alfie was very vocal, poor baby.
Yeah.
He was so hungry. But no, it was really nice. I'm one of those people that when I'm in a heightened emotional state, I don't have, like, I make no, like, I cannot remember a single thing that happened, and that's speaking very highly because, when I saw Taylor Swift in concert, I have, like, maybe 2 memories from that whole night. It was like a religious experience. And that's so nice. The con is sort of similar. In general, though, it was a really good experience. I enjoyed the panels. Yeah. I wish we had gone to a few more panels. Yeah. But I feel like there was not enough time, which sounds so wild. Yeah. I will say, so I am more of an anime fan than I got to meet Dan Slott. Dan Slott. Yeah. Oh my god. Sorry. I'm a Spider-Man girl.
Right.
Like, I say I'm a Dick Grayson girly, and I am. I'm a Nightwing girly. But at my heart of hearts, I am a Spider-Man girl. I have 2 Spider-Man onesies. My wallet is Spider-Gwen. I have Spider-Gwen on the back of my car. I have every single Spider-Gwen pop vinyl that they have made. I own the entirety of Spider-Gwen in individual issues because I would buy them as they came out. I own the Spider-Verse in individual issues because I would buy them as they came out.
Big fan.
I love Spider-Man. So I got to meet Dan Slott, and that was absolutely amazing because he's the one who did the Spider-Verse. So I was completely starstruck, and he talked to me about how he almost destroyed Spider-Gwen, and he's really happy that he didn't.
Yeah.
And
that was fun.
Sorry, I had a moment there.
And also, I was trying to mention it earlier, but you launched, which is cool. It was just before I forget. I also did meet Angel, which that was really cool. Angel's somebody he's a friend I've been collaborating with since high school, basically. He was one of the first people I actually had on as a co-host on YouTube, and way back when Night of the Batman was just like a Batman show that I did. And yeah, like it was kind of surreal. I think we both had a moment where I think he said something about it's kind of weird standing next to you. I'm like, yeah, it kind of is, isn't it? But yeah, like it was really great meeting him too. So I'd be remiss if I didn't bring that up. So yeah, it was great meeting you as well, Angel, and also all you other awesome people. It was really great meeting you. You guys were all really gracious, and I really appreciate that whole experience. Like I was telling Amanda, I will be eating off that story for a while. It was a highlight, to say the least. Yeah. So I want to formally thank also Ben for inviting us out. I know I already did that in person, but just on the air, on the record forever, thank you, Ben, for inviting us out. It was a great experience, and we really appreciated it.
Also, thank you for just being so gracious and like a good, like, I guess, host, because you were great.
Yeah.
I will say, what I think I was gonna say was, I am more of an anime fan than a comic fan. So I do think that I met the voice actor for Gohan!
I forgot about that. Sorry. That's great that you remember. So apparently you do remember more of this than you thought.
But, no, I do think I prefer I do think I prefer anime conventions.
It's a different vibe.
It is a different vibe. See that. And that's okay. But I do look forward to going to more comic conventions. Hopefully we can go to HeroCon in Charlotte this year. We haven't been in a couple of years.
Yeah, it's been a minute, hasn't it?
Yep. And COVID. And we've got at least 4 anime conventions this year. Hopefully more. I love my life.
Yeah, so it's just been really, really good year and just really great in general. This podcast started this year. We're already up to episode 30 now, which is pretty cool. We got more exciting stuff waiting for you guys in the future. Obviously we're not done yet because there's going to be, like I said earlier, one more. And then starting next year, we'll continue our coverage of the Night of the Owls stuff, and then some other surprises in the future. So yeah, guys, stay tuned. Oh, go ahead.
Can we make a commitment on air so that it is solidified?
What about?
I think that we should commit to releasing 45 episodes.
Why are you doing this to me
next year?
Why are you doing this to me?
That gives us 7 weeks off that we can pick. We can take like mini vacations. But it would be, we could establish a weekly, establish doing it weekly.
That was the goal originally. It's just life started lifing, so.
But yeah, I think we can commit to 45 next year. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's good. I also, on the side too, I did want to say, I sound like I'm wrapping it up for the year. I'm not. But I wanted to say it in this episode because I feel like the next one would just mostly be fun Christmassy stuff. But I do see and obviously we podcasted together before this, but I do see, since we've been doing this together, our chemistry, our podcasting muscles have gotten better. I think that we
have chemistry. We're married and we have
chemistry. I'm trying to be genuine right now. Oh my God. Anyway, never mind. I was going to be really genuine and nice right now.
I'll listen. One second. Hand over mouth. I'm listening.
Okay. Anyway, and I really just appreciate, it's weird that I'm addressing you, but I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at the chest of drawers right now. But, yeah, I really do, appreciate, that we started this, that, we're already episode 30, which is wild. And yeah, just stay tuned, guys. Anything else from you, or do you want to go and wrap this up?
My brain is empty.
We will come up with an outro eventually.
All right. Bye.
Bye.